If the British public ever do forgive them for the mess that they're going to make that is Brexit, then Priti Patel will come back. I've got no doubt about it, because she's clearly a very astute player. It's just that this time she got caught out because there was a journalist that exposed her.
OK, well, Brexit is mentioned, and we've got the Christmas market that's appeared in the middle of the city centre this weekend, just opened. Now, I was wandering through there the other day, wondering to myself, now, if this was a kind of Italian market or a French market, maybe we wouldn't have voted for Brexit. It's just that the Germans seem to dominate everything, and there's this kind of residual feeling that there's this kind of humorless German thing appears in our city every year. And why aren't there more local traders given the opportunity to do this kind of thing? Anyway, Mark, what do you make of Brexit and the market?
That's a new conspiracy theory for me, Tony. I've not heard that one from you before.
Well, it's not a conspiracy theory. I'm just wondering.
I'm not sure you could link Brexit with the Christmas market in Broadmead.
Isn't the EU just a bit too German?
No, it would run more efficiently if it were, I guess. No, I don't think so. I don't actually think the Germans want to lead the EU, but their economic clout means that they are doing it. And it's going to be interesting. We now know the date of departure, 29th of March, 11 p.m, and we'll see what happens. It's going to be entertaining, as it were.
Christine, is the EU a bit too German?
It's not a particular interpretation that I've necessarily thought about when it came to the EU.
No.
And that isn't why 52% of the population or whatever it was voted to leave, was it?
No.
I mean, it wasn't because of Germany.
Maybe I'm just in my mind conflating two stories here. Anyway,
it's possibly an oversimplification.
Would you have preferred a French market or an Italian market, Mark?
I'm a big fan of Italian markets. I'd happily go for one of those. But
there's something sort of unimaginative about the sort of bratwursts and Martin.
Well, it's there every year, presumably, because it's commercial success.
Yeah, we must like it.
That's why it's there.
Yeah, but I suppose it's about the money that brings all these people there, and there must be loads of local people that could be doing similar sorts of things.
Well, I mean,
if only there was a mechanism to bring them to the city centre to help sell their wares.
Well, I'm not quite sure how what the actual commercial arrangements are around the Christmas market. I mean, I find it I quite like German beer and sausages. So, and it actually suits the weather and
Italian food.
No, I prefer the Italian weather.
I prefer German beer and Italian wine. If there's a way to sort of combine the two.
But anyway, on the general, bigger picture of Brexit, I'm afraid, whatever your views on it, it is gradually turning into a train wreck. And what will probably happen is at some point, it's already happening, is there's a kind of investment strike. The CBI this week was saying, you get this deal sorted out, otherwise we're going to have to start making decisions to move production elsewhere. And at some point, somebody like George Soros is going to take a short position on the pound, and that's a one-way bet. And at that point, the pound collapses, they have to raise interest rates, and then we get the Brexit recession, which many economists have predicted. And at that point, I think the government, if they're still in power, will be in a very, very weak position.